Crystal has, she gave us 3 topics that we could choose from, and none of us could make up our minds, so we went back to her, and, okay, you guys couldn't make up your minds. So we went back to her and asked her if she could do a little bit of everything, and she has agreed to do that. So tonight we're going to see some off-center turning, we're going to see some picture frame turning, and we're going to see some top turning. So I expect to see our top supply increase for the children, not for the adults, the children, at our next public demonstration. So Crystal, thank you for making the trip. We're very happy to have you. Let's give her a warm Tidewater Turner welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Do you have a raffle or anything, or am I ready to roll?
You're ready to roll, ma'am.
Fantastic. Okay. So, quick thing about tops, they're not just for kids, despite what she might have said. So about once a month, my husband and I get a really good bottle of wine, maybe some charcuterie, and we sit at on the floor of our den and at the coffee table, and we just spin tops. We just play with tops all night long, and it is so much fun. But we play a little music, and we talk, and we spend time together, and it's just, there's no television, and it's just us playing with tops, and it's just so much fun. And so I've started making tops that are a little heavier, that kind of, smack his out of the way, or lighter, the little dancers that flutter around. So, tops are magical, and you can do so much with them. I also want to bring in a couple of these. These are my Christmas tree tops. I teach a little class at Sawtooth in Winston-Salem to beginners, and these are wonderful. They come with a little stand. They turn beautifully just like every other top. They're fantastic, and they're great sellers at Christmas time or gifts, So I wanted to make sure that you guys saw those as well.
We wondered how they turn. Thank you for
Huzzah! Little pumpkin top for Halloween. That does require some skill, and I've only successfully made about 5 of these because, I'm not really good at the round part, but I'm getting there. I do tend to like just figured wood. That's kind of gorgeous. It really is. As you can tell, I'm not the best at coloring just yet. I'm still working on my colors, but I do love to put a little zhuzh on them. So we're going to make a top with a little zhuzh. Something like maybe that. Okay? And then we're going to jump into some split turning. Put 2 pieces together. I just do 2 sides. Is that right? Yeah. And people can do 4 sides if they want to, but just 2. They make great little figurines. I got into, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I spent a little time doing the feminine shape. And I do love these an awful lot. Had a lot of fun with those until I did a self-portrait, and then I said enough with that. And then for my new students that I teach, I wanted to do something that they could do fairly easily and have a good, big, sturdy gift to give. So I started in picture frames, and that is just putting wood together, taping it up, putting it between centers, turning it, and then having a really good 45 on your table saw, which I just got one, so these are a little off, but you'll forgive me. But these are a lot of fun and very easy to make. Can anybody tell me what I did wrong here with these? Does anybody show their mistakes here? Am I the first one? So these are a mistake. It was a picture frame, meant to be a picture frame, but it's not, it can't be one. Anybody know why? Yeah, too short. So measuring is critical. So we have NASA Terry and a bunch of engineers and doctors and everybody in here. I'm not good with math or numbers or engineering or anything like that, and I just learned how to measure the other day when I got this little handy tool, which I love. Best invention I've ever seen. Has saved me quite a bit. So I'll use that in a minute when I do my picture frames. So let's jump in if we can. Let's see, where am I? I did go shopping earlier to see if I could get a new face shield, but they have the same ones that I have, just not as beat up as mine. And I thought, well, looks like I've actually done something here. So a little bit about myself. I took a wood turning class at Woodcraft in Greensboro, North Carolina, taught by a fellow named Phil Fuentes, who has now become my tour mentor. We've been friends since '09. So I took my first class, and I said, you know, I got this bowl from my grandmother, and I love it so much, and I want to learn how to do that. Well, it was hand-hewn. It was a dough bowl. Stunning, stunning. And so he sent me to a fellow named Rip Man in Copper Hill, Tennessee. Rip Man looks just like Santa Claus. Great fella, jolly. I spent 3 days chopping out a bowl. So the first night, I go back to my Airbnb, and I'm just dying, right? Just, I use muscles I'd never used before. And so I stop at the gas station, and I get 2 big bags of ice, 10-pound bags. And I go lay on the bed with the ice like stretched out, you know, in the cross position with the ice on my arms, and I'm just like so relieved, and I fell asleep. Got up the next morning, went back, chopped some more wood. It was great. Came back to the Airbnb, and the hostess said, "Hey, Crystal." "Yes, ma'am." "You okay?" "I'm great. I'm having a great time." "Yeah, but are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. You want to tell me what's going on?" She said, "Well, your bed was a little wet this morning when I went to go check on it." It was the ice. It was the ice. It wasn't me. So when you go and learn how to hand hew and chop bowls, just be careful. She said, "Crystal, we have lidocaine patches for you woodworkers, so here we go." And the next day I was like, you know, completely amazing. So when I get in my shop, I used to make it a habit to make a top every time I got on the lathe. My husband traveled for a living, and he took my tops and gave them away everywhere he went, and he went to 48 states. So I can say that my work is in 48 states. Now, they're all tops, but they're in 48 states. So I got out of the habit, and I think that after practicing a little bit this weekend, I think that it's something that everybody should do. Find something that you love to make that's easy and fast, and make that the first thing that you do when you get in the shop for good practice. Just gives you your sea legs back. So we're going to make a real quick top. This chuck is a D-fine, which I thought was very interesting. I got it off the Amazon, and it seems to work pretty well. But if I send wood flying, at least we have this drummer's cage, you know, so it won't hit you. We'll see how it works out. All right, you guys ready? Okay. This is a jet. It's beautiful. It's massive. Got a lot of power. Let's see. We've got it all turned off. And so, there you go. Aha. So safety first. Safety is important in every shop. Always wear your face shields because you want to protect your beautiful face. I have a myriad of tools. I just go back and forth, whatever I'm comfortable with. I was counting spindle gouges in my shop the other day. I have 14 spindle gouges. Is that a problem? Might be a problem. I do love a spindle gouge. All right, let's see if we can roll. Crank it up, because speed's your friend. Sweating. You live here. That looks like a top to me. So I bought this a million years ago, probably maybe in '09. And it came with 3 heads or 3 interchangeable discs on it. And I've only ever used this one. And I think it got in a box and got a little rusty. I probably need to clean that up a little bit. But it does work pretty well for me. Imagine what I could do if I had all 3 of these out. I do turn the speed down a little bit.
What speed do you use that texturing at?
So right now this is at 1100. So I'll probably do a quick zhuzh and then I'll slow it down and do another zhuzh. and see where that lands me. Oh, can you guys see that? NASA Terry, what do you want me to do? Let me take it off real quick and show everybody. Here, I'll do that. Oh, you got it? I'll move my hand. It's so pretty. Here, let's do it this way anyway. Okay. I'd like to hear ooh ah. Thank you. You know, it was in my shop, so I'm sure one of you guys will be able to tell me when we're finished and I pass it around. I grabbed it because I liked it. It's a little porous though, as you can see.
What's your record for spin time?
So, I'm really good at the front part. It's the back part, it's like golf, you know. Oh, my top spin. Oh, so this sucker is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's 2 different pieces of wood, and it's the first top I ever made. It's bulbous, but this one will spin quite a while. Somebody could spin it while I'm turning. The handle's a different wood. I learned how to use a bullnose cone in making this thing because I broke the first handle off. Again, it's ugly, but she does spin pretty well. So, yeah, go ahead. Let's do a little sandy sand on this thing. I was talking to the fellows at dinner, and I'm not a fan of sanding. I gave birth to a child hoping she would sand, and then she gave birth to a grandchild hoping she would sand, and nobody wants to do it. I just can't understand. All right, let's get in here. Every lathe is so different, isn't that funny? All right, take this big boy out of the way. This is really pretty. All right, you guys will see me stopping and starting an awful lot. It's what we all do. It's what we all should do. Now I'm just moving wood away. It's like watching paint dry. Might not be able to see a thing here in a second because it's so humid. Anybody have a fix for this? All right. You got to give it a really good spin, like a super good. Hang on, guys. Okay. You guys must have some tall people in this club because this lathe is like super high. And I am just a shorty. I love this tool. It's a French banane. I'm probably holding it the wrong way. And I really only use it for tops. But I do love it. All right, let's see. Say again? Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. I have several over here that are undercut. Yeah. But tonight we're not gonna. Thanks for asking. Sometimes I do put a design on the back side of them. And every top is supposed to spin on the top and the bottom, except for that one. Guys, I may have to take my face shield off because I can't see. Woo. We can do a little sandy sand. Oh, yeah. I guess we're near a bunch of water up here. Is that what's up? I can't even. So I like to finish my pieces with something that kids can put in their mouth and chew on. So I'll use a lot of linseed oil. Use it on my bowls. I like to take a bowl to a show and tell a mom that it's vegan, you know, food safe. So, and they just snap it right up. Oh, thank you. No, walnut oil. So you've got kids with nut allergies, and I don't want to do that. There we go. All right. Little sandy sand. How'd we do on that top? Did she do okay or what? 1 minute? Oh, who's the guy with the record? Jay. How long was yours? 1:17. Oh, you couldn't make it go 17 seconds longer. Dang. That's not bad, though. That's not bad. First top I ever made, and it's going a minute. I bet somebody could make it go. Oh, broken. Oh, there you go. Did you just drop my piece? So you guys pass that around and tell me what kind of wood it is. I tend to go and buy out shops, and just my shop is just filled with so much wood, and I absolutely love it. But half the stuff I don't know what it is. Well, that's what I thought too. The grain sure tells it. But it had a big C on the end of it, so I don't know if that's it or not. Or maybe it just was C for Crystal. I'm not sure. Crystal's wood, that's what it was. Okay, so that's a top. They're simple. And if you make a habit of making a top every time you get in your shop, you'll have enough to fill the bill for what they were asking for, you know. All right, so let's go into picture frames. This is what I teach a lot. That sawtooth. That's my sweet grandbaby, and she's cute. And it's just basically putting 4 pieces of wood together. You've got to have the measurement for the picture to know exactly what you're putting in your frame. And so I've got 11 by 9. I did measure that. And so what I do is, first thing, I take my beautiful little tool and I come up with my 45s so I know where I can't go outside of if I want the frames to. Did you break my top? Okay. I know how to fix it. I do. I know how to fix it. And it's okay if you do. So you're going to measure your ends so that when you are turning, you don't go outside of these lines. And my favorite thing to do is tape them up with strapping tape. Strapping tape's fantastic. I don't know why. NASA, Terry could probably tell us. But these ridges here, the filaments here, will grab a hold, and when one fails, the others don't. So I do a double loop with strapping tape. And then I mark each end. Sorry, I'm so bad with the cameras. I'll walk away. So I mark each end. I find center. and then I use a piece of acrylic. I started using all kinds of things just to mount this between a drive center and a live center, and I couldn't see, so I used a pink kind of mouse pad thing, and that was great because the holes didn't punch through. But if you don't put this in and you have them taped together and you go between your drive center and your live center, when you put it in right here, it's going to make the wood split on you, so you don't want that. So you've got to have something that protects the wood from your drive center and live center. And so I found that the acrylic is the best thing to use. And a little hot glue. So I went ahead and glued this piece up for you. If you guys want me to glue things up, I'm sure we certainly can. But we're going to do a couple of things pretty fast tonight. So hot glue, filament tape. I mean, it might come apart. We'll see. I do like to put it on this one first. Am I locked in? And then drive it in. I did cut these myself on the bandsaw, so they're not exactly the same length. Imagine that.
You know the old-fashioned way to do that. Glue with paper in between.
So that takes too much time.
Yes, it does.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, you gotta let it dry.
So I was telling the folks at dinner, I like to turn really fast and just go fast, and I still work 50 hours a week, and I don't have time to do a lot of things, but I love to make these little inside-out ornaments. So I developed a set of jaws. I wish I'd brought them. I didn't know how many engineers I had here tonight. But I developed a set of jaws that hold up to 3.5 inches squared, and I put my 4 pieces in, and just so I don't have the prep work, right? Because prep work just takes too much time. So I turn the inside out, and then I just do glue ups, and I'm just turning for a couple hours the inside, and then I sit down and do glue ups in front of the television, and then come back and finish those things out. But the jaws are fantastic. I have a chuck here and a chuck here with my square jaws on it, and I just put it between and roll. So that's how I make those really, really fast. The problem with that is that I couldn't find an aluminum manufacturer or anybody really to make them where they were cost effective. So you can put this between them as well, as long as everything's pretty square, but it's not cost effective, and I can't sell them. So if anybody here can machine things really fast, come see me afterwards and we'll have a chit chat. Okay, let's make a picture frame. Is this locked down? I think that's locked down.
Now that will become the top or the side.
This is the sides. No, this is the top. Well, it depends on which way the picture's going. Did you just try to fake me out? That was pretty good. All right, let's see. So I got this little thing with a fingernail grind, and I reground it yesterday, and I didn't try it out, so it'll probably slip on me, but we'll see. That's pretty sexy, isn't it? I like that a lot. Okay, so are we gonna try? Oh my gosh. She's a genius. Is this new?
No.
Is this mine? It's like Christmas. Holy crap. Wow. Everybody bring your face shields in next meeting, I'm telling you. This is brilliant. Okay. All right. Also, when you walk away from a lathe, turn your speed down. Nobody wants to turn that on and have that just jump right out at 1800 at you, so do it the right way. Bring it up to speed. So we're probably going to cut in at, I don't know, fast. There we go. That's about 1300. Let's see what happens. Just going to take a little bit away in between my lines. I'm not going to try. So really feel like there's something wrong here. It might be me. Is that tight enough? Is it? I feel like it's backing off on me. Are you okay?
Yep.
Are you? Because these are sharp tools. Terry, did it get you?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you. Did it again, didn't back off. All right. I'll get this round a little bit. I love a good sharp tool. That was amazing. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I'm not even round yet. We got a little bit more to go. So, told you I cut wood on the table saw, and that's not even anywhere close to this side. That's okay. That's all right. We'll make it round. Gosh, this lathe is awesome. I just bought my first new to me lathe. I did get a robust. I got the greatest deal and I'm so excited. I called my credit card company. I said, hey, I'd like to make a big purchase and I'd like to make it at 0 interest. And they're like, okay. I said, no, really, I've been a member of this credit card for, since, I don't know, dawn of time. And I'd like to have 0 interest on it. And so he said, yeah, we can do that for a year. No interest. So I'd saved up my pennies and I had all the money to pay for this lathe, but I put it into a CD. I called my credit union. They gave me a CD at 8.5%. Oh, it's great for a year. Then I charged it on the Discover card at 0 interest for a year, and I paid 1.5% interest on the credit card fee on the lathe. So if you guys run the numbers, that was a pretty sweet deal. Pretty sweet. So that's how you buy a lathe. You save up your money, and then you put it into a CD. You call your credit card company. They give you a year's free interest. Bam. Follow me for more tips and tricks. Oh, and I didn't bring any, but I do like to polish my pieces with, what was the thing I said earlier? Where's my guy? Yes, Mr. Clean. Oh yeah, Mr. Clean's wonderful. So once you sand it down to, I don't know, 150, 180, whatever you sand your stuff to, that's a joke. I guess most of you guys go down to about 400. But a little Mr. Clean afterwards on that just kind of buffs it up and makes it just shine. It's pretty amazing. I do love that stuff. Okay. All right, here we go. Just do a quick design in here. So you guys hear the wood talking to me a little bit. Just can't see. Okay, we got some pretty cool ridges here. Oh, we don't. So I told you guys I hadn't turned with this thing and it just ate this up. So we're going to You really are. I don't know about you guys, but I wear trifocals, so I can't see anyway. And then to try to do this with the face shield on and all that. This is like a magic eraser itself, isn't it? Lovely. Love that. Didn't hear you. Did you say something? Okay. We're just going to keep this pretty simple. No, we're not. Blade is taller than me. Fight me. There we go. I don't know what speed you guys sand at. But when I'm in the shop doing things to finish, I will slow it down. Just gonna get some of these lines out. All right. Let's see where we stand. Okay, so depending on which way your picture's going, this is the top. If it's going the other way, that's the bottom. Let's see if we can make it match. Let's take this back. So I did buy that robust American Beauty, and she is everything I dreamed she would be. I thought that I would become a better turner by having that instantly, and that just was not the case. So, but I'm getting there. So when I learned how to hand hew bowls with Rip Mann, I did about 3 of them and decided that that was a lot of hard work. So then I went back to woodcraft and took another class with Phil. And here I am. And I have been chopping up wood ever since. Get in there. Yeah. All right, let's see how that does. So I do want to make sure that my tool rest isn't up on this acrylic because it will shatter and splinter off. And that is no bueno. Okay. Shavings, you ready? So when I come home from work, I people all day long, and I come home and I get in my shop, and I don't care if I make a pile of shavings and a toothpick, it doesn't really matter. I just need to get in there and unpeople, and it's just a wonderful cathartic experience for me. The problem is that I wear my fancy work clothes into the shop because I don't stop at the house to change. I just go straight in. So my husband gets a little mad because I ruined a lot of shoes, and I've ruined a lot of pants and all my shirts, and in fact, I did not zip up the jacket today, so. So that's another reason why I don't use too many finishes because I've ruined so much of my clothes. I had another smock. My husband just bought me this one. He said, you got to have a good smock to wear. And I thought I should have worn the smock that I wear every day in the shop that's ripped and got holes and just covered in 27 different finishes and paints and all that stuff because that's real, right? That is. But this is my brand new smock. This is her first turnout. And apparently I don't even know how to dress myself and zip it up because that's okay. All right, let's do this. Drop that down for the shorties. Try to stay in the lines. It's like coloring. Not always easy to do. Zhoosh. Come see where we are. Oh yeah, this wood is gorgeous. That's maple, and she's hard, but she is fun. So when I was about 12, my stepdad bought a big parcel of land and started cutting down wood, covered in hardwood like a hardwood forest. And we were a little on the poor side, and that's kind of what he did. He would cure wood and sell it by the cord. And my job was to run the log splitter. And so I loved it. I got paid in Taco Bell tacos. I thought that was a very fair exchange. But I got in trouble a lot because when we're cutting into some of this just stunning maple and just stunning ash even, ash is crazy with the grains. And I don't know, but I'd stop and I'd just stare at the grain and I'd smell it and I'd look at it and I'd touch it. And Crystal, what are you doing? We're on a time, whatever, everything's time sensitive. Wood is amazing. You got to stop and look at the grain and enjoy the experience of what Mother Nature has gifted to you in the moment that you're turning it, and to see what she presents you with. So I do love stopping and staring, and I do get caught up into it quite often. A little tear out here. That's okay. That's what sandpaper's for. And wood filler. I don't use much wood filler, but I have it just in case I ever need it. You guys still talking about how long my top spun? Has anybody made it at a minute 18 yet? I'm counting on one of you guys to do that for me. Gotta get some air in here. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure I've ever been to a more humid city. I went to Dallas, Texas one time. It was 117 outside. I was playing outside with the neighborhood kids, and I fainted and passed out. Crazy. So the doctor over here said that if I did pass out from the humidity or whatever, that he would come finish the demo for me. So that might have to happen here in a minute. That's a lot of tear out. I think that my tool is dull. Let's try that again. Wouldn't it be funny if I passed out? Humidity. Has that ever happened to anybody before? Might be a first. But you guys can see how simple this is. Pretty easy for new turners to do. Just try to repeat your pattern. Get rid of some of those lines. What I'll do is I'll take this home and finish it up and send you guys a photo, autographed of course, of myself for you guys to hang in your club. So there we have it. That's the hard part, is getting this done. Actually, the hard part's coming up. So we've got these acrylic things glued on and undoing the tape. I learned, I think that it might have been Regina that told me to do this, to put a tail on the tape so you could easily take it off. I didn't do that for everything, but anyway, the hard part is getting the acrylic off with some of this glue. And I have found the easiest way to remove these acrylic pieces is just by using alcohol. Oh, no. This actually might be older than some of you. I was going to turn it on, but I thought I'll just go ahead and glue those up. But yeah, I love this thing. I really don't know how old it is, but it's pretty ancient. Does it say on here? Oh, 1978. Okay, so alcohol will get rid of this glue pretty quickly and let it just lift right up. And then you can take these pieces over to your bandsaw and cut on the marks that you made with your handy dandy little smart tool there. Watch, it's not going to work. It worked yesterday. Somebody here's got a name Gerber. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Are you related to the Gerber people that make these knives? Excellent. We're going to become friends after this class. Okay.
No kidding them either.
What? It's your story. You can tell it how you want to. My maiden name is Mitchell, and my great-great-grandfather, story is he was not a Mitchell, but he shot a man and ran from the law and went up Mount Mitchell in North Carolina to escape the cops. Came down as a Mitchell. Good thing my hand wasn't over there. And that's how we became Mitchells, running from the law. Such a storied history. My grandfather was a wood turner and a tomato grower, and I have been trying to grow the best heirloom tomato that I can ever grow. And my biggest one weighed about 2 pounds and 8 ounces. So that's not bad. I'm getting there. But I have an heirloom tomato seed that I've been working with, Ray Krotz. And it's about a 130-year-old strain of tomatoes out of Randolph County, North Carolina. So take this over to your bandsaw, cut your little 45s beautifully with your jig that you have, that I didn't have before, but that's okay. And then, it's the magic of television. It shrunk a little, that's okay. But you glue up your pieces. I don't have clamps that most of you guys probably do in your shops. So I use these beautiful, amazing big rubber bands, glue it up, and then there we go. We have a picture frame. Huzzah! So you can tell this is very easy for beginning students to do. It's very quick to go through, so you can make a ton of these at one time. And I do love them. They're a lot of fun. In my house, I have a large one. It's probably 15 by 12, And the craft paper, I have it in the hallway, and my granddaughter colors on that. So the picture frame is here, and there's a roll of craft paper mounted to the wall, and we just pull the paper right behind the picture frame, and she just colors in it every time she comes over. So that was another use for these picture frames. Okay, hey guys, so when you're turning your tops and you're trying to texture and maybe you don't have the funds to buy one of these fancy dancy amazing texturing tools, I don't know what these resell for, but I'm sure they could tell us over in the store. So that cost a pretty penny. But if you've got one of these things, and if you file it to a sharp point right there, and then you turn a little handle for it and you glue it in your handle, you have a texturing tool. This is not sharpened enough, but I needed to get it to a real fine point, and you want to have your tool rest pretty high, and you want to come in kind of low, and it's going to squeak like crazy when it's done right. But again, you file this off. This is a lot thicker than what I would normally use. So is it a penny nail? Is that what you call those? A what? Framing nail. No, but like a penny nail, is that a thing? Or is that just I make that up in my head? I know this isn't a penny nail, but. So you come in, you've got your nice handle that you made. You come in high, a little bit higher. And you come in high and you bring it down low, and it's going to squeeze down. This is not sharp enough because I just remembered it. That's not bad. But it will give you some great fine texturing, just like this will, at a mere fraction of the cost. Thank you very much. So again, nail, file it to a real sharp point right there, put it in a tool handle, raise your tool rest very high, come in low with the tool, and you can texture that way. Follow me for more tips and tricks. Okay, so let's talk about one of my favorite things to do. Did I?
Here's a sharp one.
Because I made this one dull?
I don't know if they gave it to you sharp.
Oh, I think he did. It's pretty sharp. But thank you. That's pretty. So he's going to do it till he gets it right. But yeah, so you come in with your tool. Sally Alt taught me this, and you come down low, and if it's not squealing, then you're not holding it right or doing it right. It's going to squeal. It's going to make an awful noise, and you're going to come in and just texture in. And in fact, I have a couple of tops over here that were made just with the nails. So it can happen. It's a real thing. It's pretty amazing.
You mentioned using a nail, why not possibly a screw, and when you have a drill, it's rotating anyway, like a texturing tool.
You're the genius. You do that. And bring it back to next month's club and tell us how it worked. I'm learning so many new things here in this club. It's amazing. That will probably be great. All I had was nails back then. But that's what Sally taught me how to do. So, golly, you guys are just full of ideas. Okay. Split turning. So everybody's heard of Barbara Dill. She's a really good friend of mine, and I love her dearly, and I love her work, her multi-axis work. And so I wanted to try to replicate it, but I'm not good at replicating Barbara's work. It's hard. So I wanted to do something that was cool and easier than multi-axis. Multi-axis is, of course, moving it around like this. This is just split turning and doing two sides. So this is I don't know, I think this is pretty sexy. It's not super shiny or whatever, but it looks good. It's got a great feel to me. It's rough and edgy, and I do like it. I love the wood. It's really cool. Obviously, I can't drill things straight. That's okay. I try not to drink and drill. I'm not sure what happened there. But I do drink and top. I do. And I suggest that all of you guys go home, make 100 tops, pull your wife down to the floor, and just, go to the table or whatever, kitchen table, it doesn't matter. Have a really good bottle of wine, a really good bottle of wine, and just play with tops all night. And the conversations that you have are what marriages are made of. They are. So with this, two pieces put together, turn one side, flip it around, turn the other. Now, I drilled the holes after I did the turning, but I think that if you get just, take too much wood away, you probably want to drill your holes first and maybe put a plug in here, and then put it back on the lathe. And you guys may not like these, but I love these. I love the shape, the feminine shape. It's just really gorgeous. My husband didn't get it. He's like, what is that? And I said, oh, it's a body. And he had to look at it and twist it around. He's like, okay, I get it. I get it. But I like it an awful lot. And like I said, I've played with them for a while. So split turning is just, again, taping up. We like the strapping tape because of all the filaments. They hold really well when one doesn't. The rest of them do, and they pick up the slack because a couple of times I have hit the tape with my tool, and maybe it should have gone flying off the lathe, and it's held really, really well. I was holding it with all kinds of tapes, and this is just absolutely what works best for me. Hot glue, find your center, hot glue. I pre-drill a hole in my little acrylic piece just so I can find center with it. Might be slightly off, but so am I, that's okay. And then put it between centers and have some fun. With these, I tend to put a little design on them. Let's take off the chuck. My Define chuck. Bought this on Amazon for like 75 bucks, I swear. It rattles. It's not, but it's okay. We're gonna go with poplar this time instead of that gorgeous maple because poplar is so easy and buttery. Find my little hole here. Okay, now is anybody working on that top, that big top? I'd like 1:18, please. Somebody wants to take that challenge on. I know it can be done. First top I ever made. I made that at Aramont. Broke the handle right off. Kathleen Duncan, you guys know her? She's out of Seattle, Washington. Just a lovely lady. And I was new to turning, and she said, here, let me help you fix that. And so I used that bullnose cone, and we fixed it, and it was just phenomenal. Okay, let's see what we got. All right. Okay, let's see where we are. All right, got my hair up a little bit. Maybe it's out of my, I won't sweat so much. How do you guys live in this humidity? It is crazy. Okay. All right, let's see what this does. Let's see if I can see my design. I might have it on the wrong side. Yeah, I can't see that. Yes. Do your design at the top, not the bottom. And sharp tools are kind of critical when you're cutting wood. Learn that the hard way. Sometimes I get in my shop at night and I'm just, I don't want to sharpen tools. That's why I have 17 of these things, because you sharpen them all at one time and you've got plenty to use. That's my tape flapping. Is that going to annoy everybody? Probably. So one time, my boss is pretty cool. He's kind of funny. And we'd had a sales meeting maybe where we had, so glad I put that on. We might have had a couple of drinks or cocktails after an event, and he was going to go home that evening while the rest of us stayed in the hotel. So a couple of us went out to his truck and strapped some big honking duct tape to his axle and made it flat so it flapped all the way home, and he had no idea what that sound was. It's probably not the nicest thing I've ever done, but it sure was a whole lot of fun. Let's see. I'll take that off because that will be annoying. I thought I had a knife. Oh, I do. My Gerber. Not a Gerber. My Gerber wannabe. It's not sharp. Okay.
So anybody who wants a new chatter toy, see Ray. He'll be glad to sharpen your nail for you. He's had plenty of practice.
We can sharpen either end. Each one will be different.
I appreciate that so much about Ray. You just keep going till he gets it. So this is just like multi-axis, except not, and you get 2 out of them. Except not. This is looking more like a self-portrait every second. Beads and coves. So when you're teaching students, beads and coves, that's all you're doing. My tool rest too high? Just that I'm a shorty.
Always doing her beads and coves. I do want to remind everyone, we do have a new training policy in effect where if you take a regular turning class from Woodcraft, you will get $40 back, 20% from the club and 20% from Woodcraft. And it'll be in the form of a $40 gift card, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we do have that for new members. We do have that available for our training, as well as signing up for our mentors.
So that's worth signing up today. Beads and coves. Simplistic. This is where I test the strength of the tape and my tool rest. There we go. It's a lesson in what to do and what not to do. Undercut that a little bit. So somebody mentioned earlier, why don't I just take one piece of wood and cut it straight down the center when I'm through with it? And that's a great idea, except I can't cut straight lines. You know, I'm sure the table saw would help me a little bit, but if I turned everything around, so I had a shop experience that was really bad. I turned a bunch of stuff around, and I went over to my chop saw, and I had these round pieces on my chop saw, and I was like, I'm just going to cut some little discs to make it easy. And so here I am with the round piece on the chop saw, bringing the chop saw down. And that chop saw took just, it was a little 2-inch disc, took it off and flung it. And I still have the ding in my metal building wall where that thing went, and it could have killed me. I have a chop saw for sale if anybody wants to buy one. The guard is busted. That's okay. So maybe it's because I'm a little gun shy that I don't take one piece and cut it into 2. I don't glue up with paper because it takes too long. You can put the strapping tape on in a matter of seconds and do a hot glue gun, in a couple more seconds. And then you just start whittling away at your shape, and then you flip it around, do the same thing with the glue up, and glue your pieces back on. Your acrylic, again, I found acrylic is the easiest thing to use to get it between centers where the points don't compress the wood and make it pop open or pop out. So I am going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm not going to turn this around, but I'll take it home and finish it and send it back to you guys and put maybe a candlestick on it and give you guys a female figure. But any questions for me tonight? The spinning treetops are a lot of fun with kids and at Christmas. So you guys have all come over here and seen them. They spin top, they spin bottom. So I hope that you guys take that and make those. Those are a lot of fun. The chatter tool is one I should have brought one, but I'll send one up too. And again, it's just coming in at a real high angle with that flat part of the nail sanded down to a point. And you can chatter on that, and again, it'll make a screeching noise, but that's when you know you've got something. Find yourself a colorist. I am not good at picking out colors, obviously, but that's okay. We all have our talents. And yeah, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. Sorry I got a little sweaty, but you know, you guys have this humidity thing going on. I just never expected it. But anyway, thank you very much. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for seeing me tonight.